The Prisoner of Azkaban seen the introduction of Remus Lupin, Sirius Black and Peter Pettigrew, aka Wormtail, which in turn opened up the complete backstory on the events that led to the deaths of James and Lily Potter. We discover that James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin and the timid Peter Pettigrew were 4 very close friends who experienced many adventures together and went by the collective name known as the Marauders. The 4 boys spent the majority of their Hogwarts years together and supported each other throughout, in turn creating a trusting bond between them. After graduation, they joined the Order of the Phoenix and chose to fight against Lord Voldemort. Little did they know, Peter Pettigrew's timidness was actually mistaken for cowardice, and in order to secure his safety, he was in fact acting as a double agent for Lord Voldemort. It is also revealed that when it came to the prophecy being foretold, and Harry being the child targeted by Voldemort, James and Lily chose Peter as their secret keeper at the suggestion of Sirius, with the idea of throwing off the Dark Lord. Unfortunately for the Potters, they were betrayed by Pettigrew, who openly told their secret to Lord Voldemort, which led to their deaths at the Dark Lord's wand. Not only did he betray James and Lily, when confronted about his betrayal by Sirius Black, Peter caused an explosion that killed 12 people, and then transformed into his animagus form of a rat, cutting off his own finger before doing so, in order to frame Sirius for the murder of the 12 people, and Pettigrew himself. Sirius in turn was convicted and incarcerated for these crimes, and sent to Azkaban with his life and reputation destroyed. Now that's what we know, and I find it very important to establish that in a theory video it should be made very clear the exact point that the theory begins, and also to acknowledge the events leading up to the theory itself. So with that being said, I'm going to take you right up to the point of Peter Pettigrew coming out of his animagus form at the hands of Sirius Black. So Sirius voices his years of frustration, anger and hatred of what Peter had done. How he couldn't understand that Peter could put his own safety and well-being before the well-being of people who in turn would have died for him. Sirius would sarcastically add that killing Peter would be even more pleasant due to the fact that he'd already been convicted for it in the first place. Harry would indeed urge Sirius not to kill Pettigrew, as this would not be what his father wanted, until Remus would interrupt and explain to Harry everything Wormtail had done, that he was the sole reason for his parents' murder at the hands of Lord Voldemort. One of James and Lily's oldest friends sold them out in fear of his own life. The years of hardship Harry had suffered at the hands of the Dursleys, pictures of his parents, and the life he could have had would flash through his mind, to which Harry would utter the words, "Okay, do it. He deserves to die." Sirius, with a revengeful smile upon his face, would turn to Wormtail and say, "Not even the Dark Lord can save you now." "You can't kill me, Sirius. What about your soul? Your soul, Sirius!" Wormtail would shriek. "A price I'll gladly pay. This is for James and Lily." Avada Kedavra! A bright green light would illuminate the room, and Pettigrew's body would lay lifeless. A couple of moments would pass, and the room would still be silent, until Remus Lupin would then add, "Don't be mistaken, Harry. There's a huge part of me that disagrees with what's happened here. Killing never solves anything, but for everything this man has done, even I would find it difficult to see him alive, even if it is in Azkaban." Harry would still be in shock after witnessing the death firsthand, along with Ron and a particularly distraught Hermione, who wouldn't look at Sirius in the same light again as she did in the normal timeline, but with her logical mind and sound method of thinking would at least attempt to understand why this death was necessary. I believe the next move would be to alert Dumbledore to the matter of what has just occurred and seek his counsel on what the next step should be. And I think through Dumbledore would be the best possible way to alert the Ministry to Sirius Black's whereabouts, but most importantly to the true nature of what happened on that night 12 years ago. And after a sit down with the Minister to properly disclose the details, I believe Sirius would still have to stand a retrial, but would be cleared of all charges, especially when it was brought to light the entire extent of Peter Pettigrew's actions, not just against the wizarding world, but also his betrayal of the Potters. With Sirius being a free man, I feel the first thing he would do is to have Harry come live with him and provide his godson with the father figure he had been missing his whole life. It would finally offer Harry some stability also. and Pettigrew's Order of Merlin First Class will be rescinded and possibly awarded to Sirius instead for his heroics and the fact he spent 12 years of his life in Azkaban for something he didn't do. And as much as I would love to see Sirius take a teaching position in Hogwarts, I can't exactly see him becoming a teacher in general, although I could see him holding some sort of temporary position until Harry would graduate. I feel there's a lot of the world Sirius would want to see, being incarcerated for so long, and a journey is exactly what will be on the cards for him and Harry. With Wormtail now dead, and the rest of Voldemort's Death Eaters still accepting that the Dark Lord was actually gone since that night in Godric's Hollow, he would have nobody to help him create the rudimentary body, as Peter was instrumental in doing so. He was also crucial in finding and freeing Barty Crouch Jr. from his house imprisonment. It's quite ironic that out of all his powerful supporters, fanatical loyalists and devoted followers, the one who appeared the weakest was single-handedly responsible for the deaths of the Potters, Sirius Black's imprisonment, the part creation of Voldemort's rudimentary body, Barty Crouch's return, the death of Cedric Diggory, and the one to carry out the ritual for the Dark Lord to regain his body once more, including sacrificing his own hand. That's quite a lot for the cowardly, selfish being Pettigrew was. It's actually more of a highlight of the following of proper instruction, but he was still successful in his tasks, and I definitely feel he is one of the best written characters in the books. And let's not forget that Voldemort was all about to give up hope of regaining his body until Pettigrew sought him out. Sirius killing Peter would have all but ended Voldemort's hope of a return to power. He would have lingered in the shadows for eternity, waiting for his chance, his opportunity to rise again. Thank you very much for watching today's video, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, then please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, as it helps the video out in a great deal, and it also helps the channel to grow as well. Secondly, I'd like to give a shout out to two of my Patreon supporters, Spotted Time and Stephen, who have donated to me in the month of January. Guys, if you would like to support the channel's Patreon fund, all you have to do is click the link in the description, or you can go back to the channel's homepage and you'll see the link that says support the channel. You can donate a minimum of $1 a month, and it helps me out in a great deal. It helps you buy things like new mic, new equipment, new editing software as well. So at the minute I'm trying to get a new camera to be on camera more and do book reviews and things like that, all to do with Harry Potter. So with that being said, guys, please continue to leave your video suggestions in the comment section below. Your choice could be next. And finally, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel, Harry Potter Folklore, for more Harry Potter content. Guys, thank you very much again for watching, and please do not forget, have a great day.